Hi, good morning, everyone. It's good to have you live with us this morning on the Aspire program. And we would be beginning right now. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. And I will just give you a briefing about the Aspire program and even as we kickstart. So the Aspire program is a farm alert event organized by the Community Engagement Unit for young veterinarians and veterinary students so we can equip them with life skills and also skills that can advance their career in various aspects of their endeavors, especially on aspects they are interested in going into. So we also do this to educate them on certain career paths that they have chosen for themselves. So far, we've been able to have series of Aspire programs monthly. And for this month, we'll be having a very exciting and engaging section that we know that would help you further your career and as well on areas you've been really keen at growing into, especially in your field. Okay, we can see that a number of persons have joined. Welcome, Dr. Omotayo. I hope so. Yes, welcome on board. And also, I would be specifically referring to what we have for today. So, my name is Dr. Praise Akobo, and I'm the Farm Alert Outlier from Joseph Sanwataka University, Makodi. And of course, I'm honored to be your anchor for today. So we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, like I've said, and we'll be talking about thriving in the gig economy, strategies for veterinarians. Thriving in the gig economy. So in our midst today is someone very experienced in this particular topic, and we've decided that we would have him come speak with us so that we can also grow in this particular aspect. So, like I mentioned, our topic is already here, and I would be introducing our hub expert. So, we have Dr. Samson Oyemide. He is a digital entrepreneur. Sorry, hold on. Okay, he is a digital entrepreneur and also a veterinarian and researcher. So I'll just read his bio so that we can get further perspective on who he is. Okay, Dr. Samson Oyerinde, like I have mentioned, is the okay. We are sorry for that glitch. Okay, we are back now. We apologize for the glitch. Welcome everyone once again. So Dr. Samson Oyerinde is a dynamic professional with a diverse skill set. He holds a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, of course, from the University of Ilorin. He has extended his expertise beyond traditional veterinary practice. And as a writer and researcher, he has strong analytical skills and contributes to critical public health sectors and projects in that line. He's passionate about health, wellness, animal welfare, and the environment. Dr. Oyerinde is dedicated in improving lives through innovative solutions and effective strategies for personal and professional growth. In addition to his veterinary background, he offers guidance on navigating the gig economy, delivering essential digital skills, and building a strong online presence. So far, he has completed over 500 projects, and his experience extends to crafting compelling CVs, resumes, personal statements, and academic and as well non-academic articles. He also provides comprehensive support for professionals venturing into the gig economy or seeking to enhance their profiles for traditional employment opportunities. So before I make welcome Dr. Samson Oyerinde, I would also love to acknowledge certain key personalities. And the first person we'll be acknowledging will be the president of National Veterinary Medical Association, which is Dr. Moses Arokoyo. And as well, we'll be acknowledging the secretary of the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, which is Dr. Awese. Also, we will be acknowledging the CEO of Farmalat, Dr. Kayode Femi. So to be my honor right away, because we have an hour for this section, so it will be an honor right away to welcome our hub experts for today. So Dr. Samson Oyerinde. So we will be back shortly. All right, we really do apologize for all of the glitches we are experiencing today. So welcome, Mr. Oko Egu. I'm not so sure who is a doctor amongst us. So welcome, Wilson. Welcome, Dr. Mayowa Adeoshun. Welcome, Dr. Wilson. Welcome, Dr. Oko. We are glad to have you here already. So, like I already read our hub expert's bio, and we would be calling him to begin right away. So, Dr. Samson Leringo, welcome. Please, you have the floor.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning. We
Good
can hear
morning.
you.
Am I audible? Okay, thank you. So
Yes, we
thank you
can.
all for giving me this platform today. Once again, my name is Dr. Samson Oyerende, and I'm excited to share with you a vision for veterinary practice in Nigeria, and of course, the ones that embraces the power of the gig economy and digital transformation. Okay, so I have less than an hour before me to, you know, um, explain a whole lot of interesting concepts, all compressed into one. I'll try as much as possible to be as concise as possible. So, the topic before me is a very intriguing one, and yeah, we almost are curious at the moment to really know what. Probably some of us are familiar with what the gig economy is, and to the rest of us that are not so familiar with it, we're going to do some justice to demystifying this concept. Okay, so quickly we'll just to run through it. Firstly, let's try and understand what the gig economy is, and its relevance to we as veterinarians, upcoming veterinarians, experienced veterinarians, young veterinarians. This topic is relevant to all of us because it touches us, you know, at one point or the other. Okay, so a gig economy is a labor market that relies heavily on temporary and part-time position. Um, you can liken it to a freelance work, an on-demand work that is less formal. It's not like a traditional employment where you you apply to a place and then you're allowed to work for some particular time. It's more or less a temporary work. The word gig itself, a temporary work. So the gig economy is quite interesting, and yeah, as we advance, we are going to relay some very interesting concepts to us. So let's delve into it. All right. So this is like a breakdown of the things we would be going through together today. So I made a little bit of introduction already. Make do further introduction, then talk about um, yeah this um, subheadings you've highlighted. So quickly, let's delve into it. All right. So the landscape of veterinary medicine is rapidly evolving, and we've seen different trends over the years since the advent of veterinary medicine in Nigeria, the last century and this century. We've seen a lot of improvement. We've seen a lot of expansion, and traditional paths are no longer the only option. The traditional paths to practicing are no longer the only option. Today, we are actually going to explore opportunities and challenges that are presented by the gig economy and how the next generation of Nigerian veterinarians can seize control of their careers and disrupt the status quo. So we are set to disruptive innovation. We are set to bringing in new concepts that we've probably not new trends that we've not been experiencing before. We are set for a paradigm shift, right? So the landscape for veterinary medicine, like I said, is evolving and we're seeing different trends. So just recently, I came across a trend by some veterinary students and on Twitter actually, and the trend was captured veterinary medicine 101. And I tried to, make my entry too. And I made a comment. I said, okay, veterinary medicine is actually beyond DVM. Veterinary medicine is beyond DVM. In essence, um, I firmly believe that the future of veterinary medicine extends far beyond, the confines of traditional veterinary practice, the confines of, the DVM degree. I told myself before I left school, while still in veterinary school, that I'm not just going to, graduate with a DVM. I'm going to graduate with something more like capacity. So I tried to build capacity. I was involved in a lot of things on campus, a lot of activities, societies, um, of course, political activities too, and then literary societies. I did much for myself because I knew that I can't just, something has to differentiate me from my peers. We are earning the same thing, the same degree. It's DVM. It's DVM. Whether you came out, very excellently, or you came out with, the DVM. So DVM is DVM really. But then I told myself that there's more to it, and I needed to just do more for myself. And thank God I made that decision because I'm at the receiving end today. So we are no longer just practitioners as veterinarians. We are innovators, we are entrepreneurs, and we are digital pioneers. The modern day veterinarian. Like one of my professors said back then in school, he said, um, a modern veterinarian must be biomedically literate. That's the DVM itself, the training, what you pass through in veterinary school, and what you put into practice when you're done after your graduation and induction. And then he also said must be biomedically literate and conscious. Yeah, that was what he said, socio-economically cost conscious. This statement has become very relevant in today's volatile and dwindling economic climate, because we actually have to be adaptable. We have to be tech savvy. It's called jet age. Technology advances every day. We wake up to new technologies every day. Wake up to new technologies. One of it is the advent of AI that is, trend. It's penetrating every job type, job spaces. It's coming to stay, right? So we all have to flow with the tide. We have to be tech savvy. We have to be, we have to attune to the needs of our clients and just the ordinary veterinarians that it's not aware of the technological revolution, and we are not following the trend. So the veterinary industry in Nigeria has a reputation of being resistant to these changes. We have to adapt to these changes. So it is time for us to challenge this narrative and embrace the opportunities that lies ahead of us instead of fighting it. I see a lot of people still fighting, these changes in technology, disruptive technological change that is, going around, and some people are not really keen into it. So my message for us today is to accept these changes rather than fight it. So let's dive into how we can empower the next generation of Nigerian veterinarians to thrive in the gig economy. So the first thing I have before me today is confronting the elephant in the room. Well, this is quite intriguing, and like I said, we're going to demystify a lot of things today. So as you can all see from what is being highlighted here, the first thing we need to address is the systemic exploitation of young veterinarians in Nigeria. I mean, recently I spoke with one of my colleagues, recent graduates, who was paid a meager salary and forced to work over 60 hours at traditional veterinary clinic. Of course, it's a common trend that we've all been seeing, and we have to just speak up. We have to speak up. Some things are not really right. Yeah, in fact, this aspect is more like breaking tables. So let's break these tables together because the legs have been shaky for long. Yeah, it's this kind of exploitation is unacceptable, and it deprives young professional, budding veterinarians of opportunities to grow and develop. The economy is dwindling. The economy gets worse by the day, and we can't just continue to, hide under the shadow of, we are training young veterinarians. They should be more focused on the training, the internship, on learning more, on gaining more experience than how do we survive? How do we really survive if it's all about the experience and the economy keeps, you know, dwindling by the day. The economy keeps it's deteriorating every day. So we really need to, strike that balance between okay, we want young veterinarians to be experienced and you know we want them to also be comfortable at their workplace. So there are a lot of things that really not normal today that we need to just change the paradigm and redefine things. So this is an outcry to uh, senior veterinarians, an outcry that things has to change. Things has to change. This issue is compounded also by what we call pervasive ageism from the word ageism, and also dismissal of young professionals' ideas. It's believed that you are not as experienced as some veterinarians you meet on the field, and whatever idea you're bringing to the table, whatever the innovative concept you are bringing, it's being dismissed because you are believed not to have gained that experience. And you've forgotten that the fresh, the younger mind comes with fresh ideas. Yeah, we have to strike that balance. You know, learn from the seniors, learn from very senior colleagues who meet there in the profession as young veterinarians, and our ideas, innovative ideas, because we as young veterinarians know more about innovation than the older generations, because this technology really came to stay during our generation, so we can relate more with it. So this issue of pervasive ageism and dismissal of ideas and concepts from young veterinarians is something that is also a barrier, something we need to confront, something we need to attack. And I also witnessed other veterinarians in Nigeria overlook insight, like I said earlier, innovations from young vets. They bring good ideas, fresh ideas to the table, but it's being dismissed because they are believed not to be experienced enough. So their resistance to change is hindering the progress of um, you know um, adopting the trends of this technological revolution. So if only more suggestions, more ideas, more and concepts can be accepted from the younger generation, then a lot of things would have probably improved in this profession. So these challenges, like I said earlier, are not acceptable, and they must be addressed head on if we really need to if we really want to create an inclusive, progressive, and empowering veterinary landscape in Nigeria. So we need to change the status quo. It's time for us to disrupt the system and accept, technology. Accept more technology. One thing I'm going to also mention here is, I don't know if many of us know about VetConnect, but I'm not really. I believe it's not getting the advertisement it deserves. Yeah, this is not a free advert for them, of course, but I just feel VetConnect is a very innovative concept that tends to bridge the gap between veterinarians and clients, and veterinarians can easily communicate with their clients, and clients can easily reach veterinarians. You just go, different vets are cataloged on the website, and then it's more like telemedicine. Of course, that's another topic we are not delving into today, but it's also a concept, that is related to this, um, you know, moving with technological revolution, telemedicine. The word is really okay. Take for example, during COVID-19, when COVID-19 hit the universe, we saw a lot of people, doing work from home, and these are periods I actually felt the gig economy was more people really got to know about, oh, they can actually do some things from home. They don't really need to, be physically present at their workplace to do things. So I just felt Vet Connect actually, because it's probably the only veterinary innovative platform that is uprising, but it's not really getting the engagement it deserves. Yeah, it's a very very innovative concept, and I don't think I've really seen much of what Vet Connect is bringing. But then it's not really. So probably we need to look more into encouraging some of these innovations and just flow along with the technology revolutions, and then would have a lot of improvement in our profession. So next, I'll be moving to um, this gig gig economy itself. Let's really explore what it is for our profession and what we why we are bringing it up today. So embracing the gig mindset. So to overcome this systemic issue we listed earlier, of which many vets today, many young veterinarians are still struggling. They are struggling to even live a decent life of these because of these obstacles, limitations to really contributing their quota to the veterinary landscape at the moment. So we have a lot of um, solutions to this, and this is where gig economy, this gig mindset should come into place. This is why we need to be more technology. We need to think of alternatives. That okay, if young veterinarians have to really struggle to set their foot in the door, to tell you that you need to go to the field or you need to do a lot of what we call PP, private practice, before you are accepted into the mainstream veterinary practice. You have to do a lot of things. So how then do you really survive? How then do you really survive where you are still fighting with a lot of things out there like quackery and policies that are not really encouraging, policies that are not really even beneficial to the practice. So we need to survive. We need to survive this economy. So that's where having this gig mindset, embracing the gig mindset, comes into play. So to overcome this systemic issue, we need to embrace a fundamental shift in mindset, one that's recognizing, like I said earlier, the power of the gig economy. So the gig economy presents a world of new opportunities for veterinarians, young and new veterinarians, but most especially the younger veterinarians. And by understanding the key insights and impact of this paradigm shift you are clamoring for, we can debunk the myths and embrace the true benefits of flexibility, autonomy, and global reach that are the benefits of this gig economy. And also we need to talk about strategies for success. We are not just calling us to be part of this technological revolution. We have to follow some strategies to align ourselves properly. And this gig economy presents a world of new opportunities for veterinarians, like we said earlier. And by understanding, this key insights, we can debunk the myths. Recently, I spoke with one of my colleagues too, and he who just made a leap into the gig economy after he talked about being frustrated in practice. He considered, okay, let's do a side gig, and then he tried to just strike that balance between the gig economy and his normal veterinary traditional veterinary practice. And he testified of the improvements, the improvement in his finances, the things he could not do for himself that he could do. So we are clamoring for a balance, a leverage between thriving on the digital space, building a strong brand for yourself, and also balancing, your traditional veterinary practice, right? So he said he was able to, establish himself, and his finances improved just because he he sought, other options in the gig economy. So strategies for success actually in the gig economy is beyond just um is beyond just you know digital skills. You have to know how to network. You have to know how to network. There are different strategies actually. I didn't okay, I've not talked about digital skills, learning digital skills. There are a list of digital skills today that are available for anybody to learn. There are lots of resources online on YouTube. In fact, you don't need to pay through your nose to learn. But one psychology I know with knowledge is that when you pay for knowledge, you value it more. But I can still tell us that there are lots of platforms. There is LinkedIn Learning, where you subscribe to while you're enjoying the premium benefits of LinkedIn. I'm still going to talk about LinkedIn later. There are learning platforms. You have Coursera, you have Udemy, a whole lot of them. Even YouTube. YouTube itself is a very very broad platform. In fact, you can either learn topically on YouTube or learn systematically. Like there are courses that listed modules by module. So none of us have any excuse for really learning these digital skills today because the resources are there for us. Resources of for art skills, for soft skills, they are all there online, right? So the strategy for success in the gig economy are not just about self-marketing and networking, although those are important. It is also about mastering skills like time management, fostering and relationship with clients, and overcoming the fear of the unknown. So there are a lot of things you have to put into place to really set our foot in this gig economy. So by embracing the entrepreneurial mindset, well, as veterinarians, we are entrepreneurs. Yeah, by virtue of our training and what we do, we are entrepreneurs. But then you're telling us that we can also go digital. We can also, break free from the constraints of the traditional veterinary practice and, orchestrate our own path to success. As somebody that is well established in the gig economy, there are some things you can do. There's some level of freedom you can guarantee because you work at your own pace. It's more like I said, it's flexible. You have this autonomy of when you want to work, and then it's flexible, and you can always balance with whatever else you're doing, the traditional veterinary practice. And that is where project management, which I'm still going to talk about soon, comes into place. You have to strike that balance between the gig economy and whatever else you're doing. Right. So, like I introduced earlier, let's now launch properly into the power of digital transformation. So, at the heart of gig economy lies the power of digital transformation. Next slide, please. Okay, yeah. So at the heart of the gig economy, like I said earlier, lies the power of digital transformation. And to thrive in this new landscape that we are preaching, you must develop, like I said earlier, essential digital skills. You must develop essential digital skills from project management to graphic design to data analytics to digital marketing and to you know, building a strong online presence. So some of these skills they're even relevant to veterinary practice. Some of these skills are relevant. So they are both relevant to traditional veterinary practice and the gig economy. So I don't think anybody can really thrive, in the gig economy we are preaching today if you don't have at least, one or more of these skills. Yeah, especially project management. You can't just be doing things anyhow. You can't just be, working haphazardly. You can't just you need tools. You need um systems. You need um, you know, tools to put in place to be able to really, really set your foot in the door in this gig economy we are advertising. So quickly I'm going to be running through how we can utilize, how we can set our foot in the door using some of these tools I've highlighted here. So project management. So effective project management is actually crucial for organizing our gigs and workflow. Like I said earlier, we can't just work anyhow. Like by the virtue of our training, we've always been taught to we've always been taught to be systematic in whatever we do, to be organized. We can't just whatever we are even doing. We can't just we can't put the cat before the us. You have to be organized. You have to organize our workflow. We can't allow our workflow to be cluttered. So we need tools. And some of these tools are Trello. Yeah, I've used Trello very well. It's actually a very important, very useful tool to organize our work, from tasks that are not so important to you to tasks that are very important. It helps you prioritize your tasks and you deliver it. So you avoid things like burnout, deadlines, and other things that may hamper your productivity. So project management is very important. Likewise, using tools to augment your productivity. Also, graphic design. Well, I've not really seen any service, whether online or offline, that does not need advertising. Whether you're offering your service, you're maybe into private veterinary practice, you need to advertise yourself. And learning some graphics, you don't necessarily have to you know be a professional graphic designer, design that you can easily tell whether, even if a professional handles your graphic designs for you can easily tell that, okay, this will help my brand, or this will reduce the image of my brand. So we you need this knowledge of graphic design. And yeah, in as much as some graphic designer may not agree with me that there are actually some tools beyond and that can easily help you, understand graphic design and even do some things yourself. Tools like Canva and even artificial intelligence today. There are a lot of things you can do with artificial intelligence, graphics. But Canva is just that tool. Like I can tell anybody anytime, any day that, just try to, watch some videos, learn some things around it. It's a drag and drop interface that you can easily learn graphics and, even do graphics yourself. Yeah, it is also okay for you to learn how to be a professional graphic designer if you so desire, but it's not, a criteria. It's not a necessary criteria. I mean, an obligatory criteria for you to set your foot in the gig economy. But I'm just saying that graphic design, the knowledge of graphic design will help you a lot in being a gig worker. Yeah, to help you a lot. So the next one is data analysis or analytics. Yeah, data. There's a little bit of difference between data analytics and analysis. So I guess we can know the difference, from into each. We can gain a lot of this knowledge online, because if we start delving into each of these things, we can't exhaust it in an hour. So digital marketing too. Like I said earlier, you can't be offering a service without advertisement. So, but this time around, it is the gig economy you're talking about. So, you can't separate gig economy from, I'm sorry, digital marketing from gig economy. They're like, obligatory, right? So, under digital marketing, it is important for us to build an online presence. Build an online presence because it is a vital part of, a vital element of, establishing yourself in the gig economy. Also master the art of concept like search engine optimization, SEO. SEO is actually important in, as long as you're even using the internet, you're trying to do a simple Google search. You probably don't know that your knowledge of SEO will help you, whether you are just looking for something, or you are trying to establish yourself online. The knowledge of SEO is important. From, it's very self-explanatory. Search engine optimization, for example, you have a website, you have a portfolio. There's a way you optimize yourself to position yourself amongst other competitors, to position yourself. So social media marketing is also a very important aspect of digital marketing that anybody who is interested in gig economy to has to really understand. You have to understand the art of social media marketing and also email marketing. Email marketing. Well, many of us may likely not subscribe to that, but it is also a very important of digital marketing that helps you, that establishes you in the gig economy, and it boosts your visibility and client acquisition. So, like I said earlier, all these skills are both important for in modern day veterinarians that practices, traditional veterinary medicine, and also for someone that wants to balance, traditional veterinary practice with gig economy, right? So these skills are very, very essential. There are lots of other skills too that you can think of, but I believe that these ones are, really, really obligatory for us. So these digital capabilities are not just, about technical proficiency. That okay, not just for you to offer services in this line. Oh, I learned graphic design, so let me come and start offering services in graphic design. But then they are also about the ability to adapt, to innovate and stay ahead of the curve and roll with the flow with the trend, the technological revolution. So like I said earlier, that a modern veterinarian must both be biomedically literate and also exceed in excel rather in other aspects. So digital transformation is the key to unlocking our full potentials and delivering the highest level of care and service to our clients. Yeah. So like I said, the digital transformation is both important for we those of us that wants to balance, the traditional veterinary practice and with gig economy. So yeah. Also, I would like to proceed into how we can ensure online presence. So the next slide is online presence. How we can ensure that we are rightly positioned. We are rightly positioned to the next slide, please. Sorry. Okay, so building your digital empire, right? I said I was going to delve into the topic of building an online presence, online portfolio, and how do you position yourself. There's one thing for you to learn skills. There's one thing for you to understand skills and understand the need to learn skill, the need to plug into this gig economy, and also learn the skills. And there's another thing for you to be rightly positioned, optimize your profile, build portfolio. So when it comes to job application in the gig economy, your CV and resume needs to be tailored to showcase your unique skills. You learn the skills first. You have the skills, then you need to find a way to optimize the skill. I mean, to tailor them to be rightly positioned, right? And gone are the days of one size fits all approach to CV, where you just write everything you know about yourself, everything your achievements and everything you've ever done. Probably you have about 10 work positions. You cram your CV with everything, and then as a as as a new graduate, you have about 10 pages. No, we actually need to understand how to just what is needed, what is essential, and you remove what is not needed. So in a normal CV, in a standard CV, a modern CV, yeah, things you need to do is just list your proficiency. Of course, we are not going to delve into fully into the topic of CV writing today because we are just trying to make us understand, intimate us with some things that are necessary to set our foot into gig economy. So we are really not going to go very details today. All right. So highlighting your digital capabilities. Next slide, please. All right. So highlighting your digital capabilities is important, to optimize your CV. You have to show your strengths. You have to show what you're capable of, what you can bring to the table of anybody that needs your service. Or when you're selling yourself, you can't just tell them that, oh, you can do this, you can do this, without um really showing specifically that what can you do. Yes, you have to highlight your capabilities. List your proficiencies in digital tools. Like I told us earlier, we need to learn. You gain the knowledge of these tools, then you list your proficiencies. Don't never try to represent the things you can't do, just to impress a potential, recruiter, or a potential employer in the gig economy. Don't try to list some things that you can't, you know that you can't do them, but because you just want to have a rich, CV, a rich portfolio. That's why he said you should seek for knowledge first. Seek for knowledge, then whatever skills you have, find a way to demonstrate them demonstrate them in your CV, and also demonstrate, your ability to work, remotely and collaboratively. That is why we are preaching that um, you should be flexible, right? You should be flexible. The gig economy requires that you are flexible. You can balance, whatever physical work you're doing with the virtual work, the remote work you are doing. So demonstrate that ability to that you are flexible in your CV. So also quantify your achievements in leveraging technology and to deliver high quality services. Quantify your achievements, and in essence, we are trying to say make sure you give numbers to the things you have achieved. Let's say you had a particular gig and you delivered, and there was so percentage achievements in whatever you did. So always try to use numbers because it catches the attention of whoever needs the CV. Like it catches their attention. He numbers work a lot. There's this concept about psychology of numbers. When you use numbers in your portfolios, it works a lot. So quantify your achievements in leveraging technology to deliver high quality services. Also try to emphasize your entrepreneurial mindset. Showcase the experience in managing projects and client relationship. Then highlight your adaptability, your problem solving skills, and your willingness to take on new challenges. So those are the things that anybody that would want to hire you for a short term work or for a temporary work, for a gig work, those are the things they are really going to consider. You know, all these things we mentioned. Also, LinkedIn optimization, building an online presence. When I see portfolio, when I see building online presence, the first thing that comes to mind is LinkedIn. Yeah, there are different ways of building online portfolio. There are different ways of um, you know, building a portfolio, like I said earlier. But LinkedIn, you have websites, you have a lot of websites, templates for you to build portfolio. But then LinkedIn is, the ones that strikes me the most because I tell people that LinkedIn is more like building, bringing your CV to life, bringing your CV to life. You have the CV. CV is meant to be a concise document, where you don't put a lot of, you don't explain too much about the things you've done. It's meant to be concise. It's meant to, yeah, be detailed. Detail what you did, what you achieved, and what you're capable of bringing to the table, but you don't have the opportunity of really explaining much. So LinkedIn is a platform where you have people that I think like you, people that do similar things you do. It's like a corporate community where you can make yourself seen by bringing what I do with my LinkedIn is just that I try to use my CV, then I expand on the experiences, the achievements, the skill sets. I expand on it. LinkedIn is a platform where you can see a whole lot of stories about how you got a project done and your whatever you achieved in that project, and your ability to want to improve more, and your interest in collaborating more with people. So you say a lot of things about, so you can't be talking about gig economy, establishing yourself in a gig economy without having an optimized LinkedIn profile. So like I said, we can't really say much on having how to establish your LinkedIn here, but there are many resources you can really learn. Go to YouTube, lots of videos on how to arrange your profile, from your profile summary to your academic experience to your work experience to everything you can do with LinkedIn. So there's a lot you can do with LinkedIn. And one other thing I can say is you can use a professional high quality headshot as a profile picture. I've seen people use some very casual pictures, or even picture that you rather use on Instagram or some other social media platform on LinkedIn. The ideal thing is you use a headshot. It shows professionalism. It shows that you are serious. That and anybody that wants to work with you will take you serious, right? So craft a compelling, like we talked about optimization. There is no way you are talking about optimizing your profile without using particular keywords. It's these keywords that anybody that put a search through that, okay, I'm looking for somebody that is experienced in this field, in this aspect, in this area. It's these keywords they will see that they will get. And LinkedIn even does something. Is it's there I get notifications about in the number of searches I appear every day. Do you get? So if I did not put some particular keywords, maybe some skill sets that somebody is looking for on my LinkedIn profile, I'm probably not going to be in their search, right? So when crafting a LinkedIn profile, make sure you make use of keywords, right? So also highlight your relevant skills, experience, and accomplishment. All these things, like I said earlier, you do them while I'm crafting a CV. But LinkedIn is more like bringing your CV to life. You can expand more on whatever thing you've crafted in your CV, right? Also seek endorsement and recommendation from colleagues and clients. Yeah, I think I have about 10 recommendations on my LinkedIn. It helps people, that want to clients that wants to work with you. It's builds form of security that, okay, you've worked with some people, and people can give testimonials. People can say good things about you. You don't need to wait for somebody to give you a testimonial. You can just, somebody you've worked with before can just hit their DM and, oh, please, can you give me some recommendation? In fact, you don't need to force it. If they're not willing to, it's fine. But somebody that, okay, can really vouch for you, can say some good things about you, then ask for recommendations from them. It really helps you to have a good online presence. Yeah. Then actively engage with your network and share industry relevant content. So it's not just about setting up your LinkedIn profile. You need to know how to engage in topics that interest you. You can LinkedIn. There's a utility on LinkedIn where you can show your topics of interest, and LinkedIn is even very easy. It's very very easy to make content can easily go viral on LinkedIn because just somebody liking your post alone, the post can be recommended for another person that might be interested in that post. So it's one of, in fact, I believe it's one of the platforms that give you, like, you can easily grow, can easily get, that online presence. So this is my call to every one of us today. If you have a LinkedIn profile that is not optimized, just check, resources on YouTube on how to, we can follow these nudges to then follow, also check resources on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for better online presence. So just like LinkedIn too, you can also develop a website, a portfolio website. It's just similar to what LinkedIn does. You can choose a clean, modern, mobile responsive website design. You can use WordPress. Also, this class is not for website design or website development, but you can get more resources on that. But ideally, WordPress is, a very generous platform that has a lot of templates for us to develop, portfolio, and you showcase your services, testimonials, just like LinkedIn. Then you can use, very attractive. That was why I told you earlier that we need the knowledge of graphic design, even if we are not active actively graphic designers. You need the knowledge of graphics. You need to know the science behind graphics. You need to know how to combine colors. You need to know colors that, color combinations that appeal to people, that are reading your website, reading your portfolio, right? So for you to be better established, in the digital platform or in the gig economy, you need to have a very good knowledge of visuals, colors, combination, graphic design, right? So utilize eye-catching visuals such as high-quality photos and infographics on your website, your portfolio website, and also like I made mention of SEO earlier, search engine optimization. Optimize your website to improve, visibility and discoverability. Yeah, you need to be more visible. That when people put, some search through to, they are trying to get a service, they can easily find you online. You are easily visible to them. All right. So and also, let's seek knowledge in all these aspects. That's most paramount. We need to seek knowledge because we can't do any of these things if you don't seek knowledge. And how do you seek knowledge? There are a number of courses, course platforms that we can easily learn how to do these things. We can easily learn how to, be a better graphic designer, how to, project management tools. Like I recommended Trello for us earlier. Yeah, I've used Trello and I know it works very well, very well. You can tasks that you've not completed from beginning of the task to the execution of your task. You can, make everything align and organized. So by optimizing, your CV, your resume, and building an online presence, you can position yourself to be a sought after veterinary professional in the gig economy. Someone's that, you have a balanced work lifestyle. Your finances are balanced. While you're advancing in your career, you're also building a side, a financial, a good finances, you are financially stable, right? And there are some things that you may want to even do, Seth, that if you're not financially stable enough, you'll be limited, right? So this gig economy we are preaching to us today is just saying is an alternative for us to be more stable while we are doing what we enjoy doing, right? While we are forging our career, we are practicing the traditional veterinary medicine. We are also doing some things for ourselves, and we are also flowing along with the technological revolution. So remember, your digital footprint is your storefront, and if you make it irresistible and compelling, potential clients will always want to work with us. So having made giving justice to this topic, I don't know. This topic is actually a very broad one. So like I said, we can't exhaust it in one sitting or in 1 hour. I believe that I've been able to introduce us to okay what gig economy is and its relevance to veterinarians. So now we leave rooms to questions. We have what challenges we faced in our veterinary careers, and do we really envision this gig economy as a solution? I'm here to answer some of our questions. Otherwise, thank you.
Can you hear me, Dr. Samson?
Yes, I'm with you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I read the question just now. I don't know if you heard me clearly.
I know I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay. So I
Can you recap?
said, okay, I will read again. So the person is actually trying to ask a question, and the person said that can the
Okay.
gig economy in Nigeria currently, so I'll just paraphrase. So in Nigeria currently, the person is trying to say, can you say that the gig economy is actually thriving or gaining grounds in Nigeria, especially with respect to vet practice?
Can you take that again, please? Your voice was
Can
breaking
one
at some point.
say that the gig economy has gained or is gaining grounds in Nigeria, especially with respect to vet practice? Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I heard that.
so the question is also displaying, so you can just see it, just in case you didn't hear me clearly.
All right. Um,
Yes.
am I audible? Can we hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so like I introduced earlier, the gig economy is still very new to a lot of us, like very, very new. And it's something that many of us are not familiar with yet. In fact, some people are even hearing the gig economy. We are probably familiar with gig, right? So side gigs, and all that side also. But then the gig economy itself is new to a lot of us. So it's still something that, in fact, that is why we have this session to try to orient us of the need to adopt the gig economy as an alternative to thriving in the digital space as modern day veterinarians. So I believe it's still at that stage where we are still clamoring for it to gain attention as an alternative. Yes, as an alternative. And that was why I made mention. I gave a particular example of Vet Connect as an innovative concept where my perspective by my perspective is not really gaining the attention and the engagement it deserves. So I don't think it's still at that level where we would say it's thriving yet. But I believe if you give more, we talk more about it, and we orient people more about the fact that also demystify the myths around it. There are a lot of myths around it where people will tell you that you tend to it makes you forget, it makes you abandon rather whatever you were doing earlier, because but there's always a way to balance, and that's where management project management tools come into play. So we are still clamoring that it gains more attention because it's a technological innovation that we believe that it will come to stay if we give it more engagement. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Just before I read the next question, while we were on the call, we had some key personalities that joined in. And of course, we had Dr. Oladotun, the registrar of the VCN. And we also had Dr. Simiat Ade Ogun, the PRO. So thank you very much for joining my answer. So the next question would be, you made mention of, you said something clearly as relates to your CV when you were talking about building an online presence, and you related it to LinkedIn, right? And it was really amazing because a number of persons are not aware of how LinkedIn, especially when your profile is optimized, how amazing it can be, to the point where you can actually save a document from LinkedIn, and that can actually be your CV. Using your laptop, you can just save PDF if you have probably filled in every key aspect of that. So now the question someone asked is, how can you possibly present yourself better, especially if you are, let's say, a young vet and you have something thriving you're doing on the side, just probably anything around digital marketing, graphics design. So, would it seem like people begin to see you as someone not focused? So, that's the question. So, how do you think this person can present him or herself? Did you get the
Okay.
question?
So yes, very well. I got that. All right. Thank you for that question. So this is actually one of the things we are preaching to, that it's rather a myth than a fact that engaging in the gig economy rather would distract you from focusing on other things. You know, digital skills on their own, they are rather tools that should augment whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing. In fact, we see that people don't even do, um, you know, a lot of advertisements physically. Again, you go digital just with Google ads or, Instagram ad, Facebook ad, you can make yourself more visible, right? So it's more like, you know, many benefits in one. You're trying to gain financial freedom, right? Then um you're trying to be more tech savvy because it's the age of technology. and you can't afford to be left behind, right? And also you're trying to augment the work you're doing. Okay, take for example, you learned digital marketing and you're very good at it, and then you are a veterinarian, you own your clinic, you have your clinic, you can easily run ads to people, just your services. It's basically digital marketing. So we are saying even for you to thrive well and to thrive better as a modern veterinarian, you need a digital footprint. You need a digital representation, and you can't gain it without learning these skills. You have to accept gig economy first, whether you want to use these things as your side gig, whether you want to offer services, which is not bad in itself. You're a digital marketer and you're a veterinarian. It's absolutely okay. It's something you can even combine in your CV. But whenever you are using your CVs, there's this very important thing you have to consider when you're applying for jobs, that whatever jobs you're applying to, whether freelance or a long term job, you need to be specific. You need to always tailor your CV specifically, right? You can't be applying for a veterinary research job and then the most things we find on your CV, most keywords are related to the digital marketing, right? You can just mention that you are tech savvy and just list your digital skills somewhere, but they won't overshadow the skill sets you are trying to put forward to wherever you're applying to. So as a proponent of gig economy, and as someone that is well established in gig economy, I have different CVs. I have CVs for services I offer as a freelancer, and then I have CV for academic use, for professional use, career aligned CV. So you can. It is just about you. You have all this knowledge in you. You have all this experience. You have everything. You have the digital skills. You have all these things you've been talking about. You are well versed in a lot of these digital skills. It is not for you to cram your CV with all these things at once. Whatever you are applying to, try to align them. Yes, you can put all these things in your LinkedIn. Like I said, LinkedIn is where you pour everything. There's no limit on LinkedIn. You talk about, but of course there are some rules too. I think I need to mention this about CV, modern CV actually, because the old form of CV, people put a lot of unnecessary things there. Things are not even necessary. This class is not for CV, but we still have to really, point out the salient things that we need to avoid, these pitfalls. People still put their primary school certificates and even secondary school certificates in LinkedIn. It's believed that for you to get to tertiary level of education, you must have passed through elementary and secondary level. So the things that are accepted on your CV in the education section is more of tertiary education experience, whether diploma, BSc, MSc, PhD. There, nobody cares about the primary school you went to or the secondary school you went to, as far as modern CV writing is concerned, right? So there are some things those things too, why you avoid them on your CV, you avoid them on your LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn is like, in fact, there are times that you from your LinkedIn profile, there's an option to generate a CV from your LinkedIn profile. But that's really not the best practice because there are some distracting icons that you see and all that. So the best thing is just for you to go for Microsoft Word. Use Microsoft Word to generate CVs and avoid, distracting colors, distracting icons, maintain stable typography, stable fonts. And like I said earlier, there are different platforms for us to learn how to, align these things, how to craft a compelling CV and how to, avoid pitfalls, then how to also, optimize our LinkedIn for better visibility. So answering the question, it's rather a myth than a fact that combining your standard practice, your normal practice with gig economy it will be distracting. No, it's all about finding the balance and using project management tools to for maximum more productivity. Yeah.
That question. So the next question will now be, the person said, what are the digital strategies as a veterinary doctor to attract more clients? So we know that you've talked about a few things, but do you have winning strategies that you feel that would help young veterinarians, doctors to do what they are doing optimally?
Okay, like I said, you as a veterinarian, modern veterinarian, you have to leverage on digital tools and platforms to overcome geographical limitations. And one of it is Vet Connect that I mentioned earlier. And I mean, it's a very good innovation that needs more engagement. So if you have more of Vet Connect, that it can bridge the geographical gaps between veterinarians and their clients, or veterinarians and veterinarians, is one of the things that it makes consultation easy. It's related to telemedicine, so like I mentioned earlier, and also using project management tools. So, okay, like okay, WhatsApp has project management tools too. Yeah, let me mention WhatsApp is the closest to us. So, and I know there are a lot of project management tools that WhatsApp has. It has this cataloging tool. It has tools where you can relate better with clients. Even while you're offline, you can easily drop some messages for your clients. So all these things are, and we need the knowledge of that. The fact that they're on your phone, the fact that we're using WhatsApp does not mean we know how to use them. We also need to seek knowledge as to how these things work and how we can, really, really use them to our advantage, to our productivity, and to make work easier for us. So, as veterinarians, we can leverage on project management tools, right? Then we can also develop niche. I was going to say this earlier. Can develop niche expertise and services that are in demand globally, right? We can, as veterinarians, we can also be researchers. Yeah, we can delve into research. There's a lot of areas, untapped areas in veterinary practice that, it's a call for us. And we can't be good researchers without even understanding a lot of all these things, right? You can even be freelance researchers. I know a website that is just majorly for freelance researchers to, to sell your skills, to collaborate on projects, on research projects, right? So we can develop your niche. Then you can collaborate with other veterinary professions. You join if you know better how to, if you know your way. Okay, like search engine optimization that I mentioned earlier. If you know about how to use keywords, right? How do you even if okay? Let me put it this way: if you don't know about how to use keywords, how do you even want to know about opportunities that are beyond the spheres of your geographical area? If you don't know that, okay, let's say your interest is in infectious infectious diseases, how do you really, really put in that search to know opportunities that are ongoing for that infectious disease? So you need these skills. You need to understand how to use keywords. You need to understand even, in fact, there are even sometimes that you're not even the one searching. They just notice you online. They notice you on LinkedIn and they reach out to you that, oh, your profile is rich and you don't mind if you can collaborate in so area. I've had people reaching out to me on LinkedIn. Yeah, I've had people reaching out to me on LinkedIn. And that's why you appear. If you check your LinkedIn feeds, notification, you will see how many, except your LinkedIn is not really optimized, but you will see in how many search you appear, weekly, daily, right? So as veterinarians, we need to, just use these tools to, like I said earlier, you don't necessarily have to, abandon veterinary practice and, start doing freelance work, right? But you need these tools to even excel, to thrive as modern day veterinarian, because every day, every profession, including veterinary medicine, right? The need to go more technological, the need to embrace more technology. It's every day we have. So as veterinarians, we just need to develop, and there are a list of other digital skills I did not even mention, right? List of other skills. So we need to just, seek knowledge and know these things and know how to use it to our advantage, whether as traditional veterinarians or, gig economy.
Okay, thank you very much for responding to that question. So I'm just going to take the last question that we have for now. So this person is trying to understand optimizing your profile. So when optimizing your profile, you made mention of certain key elements to focus on. So the person said, one, is there a particular aspect that you feel that can make your profile much more visible? Because it seems like this person has been putting stuff online but has not gotten the needed visibility. So the person is asking, are there key aspects to focus on? Then when writing your biography, what do you think, or how do you think one can craft a compelling biography?
Okay, thank you for that question. In fact, this question is very, very, the answer is very simple. The one important thing in search engine optimization, that's key. One important thing you learn is competitor analysis. Whether you are a search engine, you are SEO experts in the industry, in the like SEO industry, or you're trying to use the knowledge, the skills you gain from SEO, you're trying to use it into whatever else you're doing. One of the important things is competitive analysis. And we are talking about building a presence, standing out amongst other people, right? Okay, you have a CV. Let me even relate it to CV now. You're trying to submit a CV for a job application, and there are thousand others that are submitting similar application. How do you stand out? Maybe they are even more qualified than you, but you stand out because you there's something called applicant tracking system, a technological trend in the human resources departments in different firms use, that they don't even go through your CV. Humans don't go through your CV. They just put your CV through, artificial intelligence. And what makes you stand out is that some keywords are there. Some keywords are there, and what they actually, the solutions they need, you have it, right? So, in optimizing your profile, whether for CV or LinkedIn, the first thing you go for is compare people's profile, people in your niche. Search for people that are in the same field you are, same career line, the same field, whatever you're doing. Search for people. You definitely put in keywords on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there are different filters on LinkedIn. If you put in a particular keyword now, you LinkedIn will ask you whether it's posts you want to see, or people you want to see, or whatever it is, or media. It's common on any social media actually. But then put in this keyword search to know how people that are in the same that are in your field, to know how they thrive, right? So put in this keyword search to know how they thrive, and this will help you. I mean, sorry, search profile, similar profile, and this will help you know how to position. There is no standard way to position your profile. Yeah, there are templates. There are a lot of templates you see online, but it boils down to knowing what people in your field, how they fare, how they are gaining that attention. So just put in search and check different people's profile. By the time you check about 10 people's profile, you will definitely know how to upgrade how to like position your own, and make sure that you use keywords, the keywords they use. Also, embrace artificial intelligence. Yeah, you can use artificial intelligence, AI. As simple as it may sound, ChatGPT can help you build a standard LinkedIn profile. You can put in prompts like, oh, you want to gain online presence, and this is what you do, this is your experience, and this is the kind of visibility you need. Just type it anyhow. AI will understand, right? And it will even give you keywords you need. And it can even help you brainstorm on the type of post you can make, because yes, one of the is not only your profile, like I talked about, engaging, interacting with LinkedIn communities, people that are interest to you, or people that share similar interests to you. You can engage, interact, like just by liking profile alone, people can see you. LinkedIn can even suggest similar posts to you, that okay, you like this thing. The algorithm can suggest similar things to you, right? So the key things to optimizing your profile, like I said, is knowing your people in your line, or competitors. We use competitors if you are in marketing, you're trying to sell, and then other people are trying to sell what you're selling to. So the SEO aspect there, we call them competitors. But in a portfolio like LinkedIn, where all you do is just want to gain more presence, to be seen. So check other people that that they have good following, good engagement, and like that, and check how their profile is positioned. So those two things are important. Then also make sure that every aspect that LinkedIn has provided for you, as much as you can, fill them. LinkedIn has a profile section. It has a summary. Yes, sorry, this summary is very, very important because it gives a first impression of what anybody wants to see in your profile. And in crafting a compelling summary, you don't use a first person. You don't use first person terminologies. You don't say I am this, I am that. You can just say, oh, Dr. Samson is this, is that. He excels in this and he has striving so thing. Use numbers. Like I told us the other time, there's a psychology, a positive psychology with numbers. It works a lot. People know that, oh, you are being specific about things you've achieved, things maybe you publish 100 publications, put it right. So depending on what aspect you're operating, if you're a researcher and you have publications, you can't do without including those publications on your LinkedIn. Let's say you have 100, your CV may be too small a document to, cram all those things into it. But LinkedIn, you can always do those things. Then, like I told you earlier, all these things I'm saying, it's just like I'm repeating some things we said, but it's okay if I have to go through them again. Like I said earlier, seek endorsement. Seek endorsement. Yeah, people can endorse you on their own, at their own way, and you can reach out to people you know. Not just to spam them or disturb them that, oh, endorse me. No, it could be offensive, but people you know that can vouch for you, seek out. There are two things: endorsement and recommendation. Endorsement is just somebody just clicking, pam, on particular skill set or particular experience you've listed on your LinkedIn profile. That's endorsement. Then recommendation is someone writing a sentence or two about you, and that should be something good, something that will actually help you thrive, right? Something that would improve your visibility, that will make, okay, people gain more security in working with you. So these things are salient. You can go online and check videos. A lot of it. I didn't even this was LinkedIn class. Then we'll have maybe you know outline all these things, all the do's and don'ts of LinkedIn optimization, the things you should not put, and the things that help you thrive. Then another thing is subscribing to premium, right? In as much as we are advocating something that is flexible for every one of us, no matter whether you are financially capable or not. I would still say that investing resources, especially financial resources, into our portfolio, into building growth, into building process is important. Yeah, I was talking about course platforms the other time, right? I have a lot of course platforms. Okay, hello, can we hear me, please? Hello, is am I audible? Hello. Okay, I need to know if you are following me, so I don't just. Sorry.
Introducing another mind-blowing edition of Farmalab's Aspire. Introducing another mind-blowing edition of Farmalab's Aspire program.
On this edition, we bring to you key points to thriving in the gig economy by our
Okay. Hello. Am I still live, please? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting feedbacks. All right. So let me just quickly wrap up. So, like I said earlier, build a standard LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile is not something you just rush. So you have to really be careful. You take your time. And also, I mentioned bringing your CV to
from
life the
CV.
other time. And
So to
there are some
attest.
things you can't put on your CV that you put on your LinkedIn profile, right? So things those are things like pictures. You can't put pictures of the things you did, your activities on your LinkedIn profile, on your CV rather, sorry, but you can, bring them to life on your LinkedIn profile. Maybe you had an experience, a research experience, you can bring pictures, attach pictures to, to your story, whatever story you're building. So LinkedIn is a very important that you can't want to miss interested in optimizing profile in gaining an online presence. So yeah, I believe I've answered that question on the salient things you need to do to optimize your LinkedIn, so we can get resources, information elsewhere. To just go to YouTube, put in search to YouTube. Oh, how do I build optimize my CV? What are the things I need to, the pitfalls, are the do's and don'ts, and how do I set up a standard LinkedIn profile? Then you can be sure to you know to have your foot in the door. So thank you so much.
Lastly, we'll just I've checked through to see that there's no other question here. So thank you very much to all participants, Dr. Mario. So thank you very much, and we would be ending our section today on the Aspire program, and we look forward to having you come next month for the next Aspire program. So thank you very much, and do have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think I will just still mention this. I'll just still mention this. Please do ensure that you follow us on our social media handles, and as well subscribe to the YouTube channel so that once the recording is available on the channel, you'll be able to have access to it. So follow us on the YouTube channel and ensure that your notification button is turned on. And of course, you'll have access to that. So thank you once again. Do have an amazing day.